y'all. I have my big canvas here. This is 3 foot by 4 foot. It's very thick and wide and very heavy. This is the large canvas that I bought at Hobby Lobby a couple of weeks ago because it was on sale for half price. I paid 35 bucks for it. It's usually a $70 canvas. And I usually don't splurge that much on canvases, but I wanted to do something really nice. And then I sat it down because I didn't know what in the world I wanted to do with it. And as it has been sitting to the side for a few days, I couldn't make up my mind. All I knew was that I wanted to do something for me on it. You know what I mean? And I didn't even know if I would come and go live or if I would ever even show it to anybody or anything. Hey, Shanna, and hopefully I will be able, well, let me get the Sisterhood page brought up on my tablet. That way, while I'm going, if I need to, I will be able to see comments a little bit. Hey, Laura. As I was saying, I have this big canvas, but I had a little bit of a come to Jesus meeting with my head here today, thinking, I don't know what I want to paint. I don't know what kind of artist I am. I don't know what kind of things I'm good at. And I don't know kind of what got into me to doubt myself that much, because normally I don't give a flying hoot whether anybody likes what I paint or not. And I kind of don't give a hoot whether anybody likes this one, but I care for me. And I'm always, sort of saying to y'all, just try it. Just try something. It doesn't matter. And one of the things that I was always saying to myself and saying to you was, other than just try it, that the moment that I felt free in my painting was the moment that I stopped trying to create what I thought my husband wanted, or what I thought my mama wanted me to paint, or what I thought other people thought was beautiful. And that's when I painted my chicken on a bicycle, and I laughed and laughed, and I had a fun moment that made me think, I do this for fun, and the rest of it doesn't matter. Then I bought this canvas, and then it sat over there, and then I waited and waited, and then, I started thinking about one of my online friends, Amanda Hilburn, put something on the other day, and she's like, what do y'all want to see people paint about? And that brought the question up to myself of, hey, what do I want to paint about? And maybe I want to talk about inspiration, and maybe I want to talk about how do you find what you're good at, what's your niche and what's your thing. And I thought I knew that about myself because the chicken and on a bicycle thing, but I didn't. So I started thinking, okay, what's beautiful in the back of my mind? And I think it comes from so many years of being a mother and being a wife and being a business owner that, you put yourself in all these little boxes and you think about what's important to everyone else, and you sort of forget about what's important to you. And I don't remember. But I got to thinking, there's been a couple of scenes that have been in the back of my mind for years and years and years, probably decades. I don't know where they came from. I don't believe it's any place that I ever really saw in real life, but I thought, this is what I want to paint. I've always envisioned being like on the back side of a waterfall, not standing in front of it, the beautiful scenery that you always see, when somebody paints a waterfall where you're looking at it and it's so beautiful, but back behind it. So I'm thinking about, okay, that's what I need to paint. And then my mind got all confused, and I'm thinking, I don't know how to paint that. And I started doubting myself again. I'm like, I don't know how to paint that. I don't even know how to see it. And I was trying to see up close on the front of this huge canvas the back side of that waterfall. But that's not what was realistic. And then I thought, well, I'm going to look. I'll look on Pinterest. I'll look for ideas. How do you paint a realistic waterfall? And then I thought to myself, why in the world are you wanting to paint realistic? I thought that was the whole point of learning who I was as an artist, was that if I wanted something that looked like a photograph, I would take a photograph. If I want something that I'm just doing out of my heart in this place I've seen, then I can do that with a palette knife. Then I can do it with the new big old brushes that I got from the turquoise iris brush. I can't even say iris. Turquoise iris brushes. And why was I putting this pressure on myself to bring forth this beautiful scene that's been in my mind all these years? Yes, Shanna, I've been to Niagara Falls, but I didn't get to go to the backside. We went on our honeymoon, and I was actually sick, so I didn't get to go there. So maybe that's what I'm visualizing. I've never seen the backside of a falls in real life. But whenever I got to thinking, why am I wanting to create realistic droplets of water, realistic water coming down, when I know that is going to make me struggle and not make me enjoy the painting process? So I guess I just wanted to come in tonight and at least start something. I'm probably not going to finish anything on this huge canvas tonight, but and it's my thing here is very wobbly. My husband's going to have to build me a new one. This is just not even big enough. You can see where I'm going to have to be careful that the back of my easel is going to want to come through here. But I just want to get some paint on here. I want to get this fear of I don't know how, and I can't get this out of my head and onto this canvas. Well, it's probably not going to look like it is in my head, and it may not be beautiful to anybody else but me, but I wanted to build that confidence back, and I wanted to share it with y'all. So I'm glad that you're here with me tonight. And I grabbed out, let me show you what I grabbed out, a wad of brushes. I've got my paper palette book. I've got a few palette knives, no special ones, just the ones that were still laying out here from when my granddaughter Jessalyn was over. I normally don't paint black, but in this visualization that's in my mind, I'm inside of a sort of a lava cave, and everything is black and gray in there. So I'm going to be doing a lot of black and white and gray, but there will be some blue because of the water. And I got out some green, some orange, some yellow, just in case anything, pops through in the meantime. But I just wanted to share that with y'all. And it probably would have been a good idea to do this on a canvas that has black on it. And I have some over there, but they're small. And I want, for the joy of painting, I want to paint on this big one. So I'm going to start with the black gesso rather than black paint. Because then I can mix my black and white to come out with my grays and things later. But I'm going to sort of, I don't know what I'm going to do. I appreciate y'all joining me. I'm going to show you what I visualize here. And this isn't even quite centered, and I'm not going to worry about that either. But at the top of this scene that's been in my mind for years and years, there's the top of the cave. So this is rounded over, and it goes a pretty good ways and rounds down in both directions, sort of like this. And through this area, I'll come back with the blue in a minute, the water is only through here. Through here, I can see the sunshine and the water in the other areas. At the bottom, there's a drop off, and I don't see where the water's going down there because I'm not at the ground at the end of the waterfall. I'm sort of in a caved area somewhere around the middle of the waterfall. The waterfall is starting just above where I am. I'm standing way out here somewhere in the picture. And this is the sort of the edge of where I see outside and I see the water, but in here it's dark. So if I'm standing about right here, there's a little bit of light going to be coming in, maybe through there, but this would be the cave area, and I know I'm probably standing in the way. My blood pressure is really high, so I have a chair here in case I need to sit down, but if I sit down, wish I had a bar stool. I'm not quite tall enough to paint, and I'm also having to be careful in holding this huge canvas. And I know this doesn't need to be a straight line, but sort of what I'm saying is if I'm here, the peripheral vision is this is the cave walls, and the darkest area, because it's sort of going to be going back behind me. So I know this is going to be the darkest area here. So that's what I'm going to fill in with my black gesso. obviously this is going to be parts of the cave as well, and we'll can do that, but they're going to be not quite as dark as the rest. And I'm trying to, just as I lay the paint on here, think about the shading, I guess, more or less, of how much dark, even though it's all going to be black, how it's sort of lighter because a little bit more light comes in up here, and darker because it's going behind me in the shadowing here. So I'm going to try to lay out that part of it. And it's, you know, it's going to fade. It's not going to be a straight line there. But I so much appreciate y'all being here and supporting me in this way today. And I hope that something I say or do motivates you to get out of your head a little bit and slap some paint on a canvas and just have a good time. Oh, wow, Mary Catherine, that's awesome. And hi, from South Carolina. That's cool. Maybe that is an angel over my head. That makes me feel even better. Lord, let's hope I'm not hormonal and gonna cry. I have double fans. This is actually a double fan, and then there's another set of them a little farther back. Farther back there is actually the first part of it is like my recording studio area for where I record classes for Udemy, and then back behind that's actually where I sleep. So, and then to the right of me is where I normally paint at my little table, and over in this area is my craft room where I do like scrapbooking and paper crafting and things like that. So it's all, this is one huge, it's a little over 1,000 square foot room. Here and hold this at the same time. I'm not wanting to mix in too much water as I gesso this, but part of the reason that I'm using gesso too is because the gesso dries so fast compared to the, you know, acrylic paint dries fast in general, but the gesso will, splash it on me, will dry even faster than the paint. And this is a very, very thick, heavy-bodied gesso. I've been working on some blog posts the last couple of days, and I really, really enjoy that too, until it comes to the part of that all the words are out, and then I have to do the business part of, you know, getting the pictures put in and getting the links put in and getting the graphics designed and all that stuff. So I'm like, you know what, I'm not gonna, almost finished with another one, but that's not what I'm gonna do today. Today I'm gonna walk in here and I'm gonna get some paint on this big old canvas. And normally, I'm sure y'all have heard me say before, I like to paint things that I can finish. And I like to finish within, you know, anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. And I don't usually leave anything overnight unless it's, you know, I've had like painter's block and I'm doing a background. And a lot of times I can do 7 or 8 backgrounds in an evening, and then I'll leave them like on easels in my little painting area here. For a few days until I'm inspired to know what I want to put on those backgrounds. So I haven't done that, and I like I said, I normally finish other than that, but today I'm like, I'm not going to pressure myself over this. I want to see if I can visualize what my heart wants to go on here for me. And just share it with y'all, because honestly I've been really busy lately with work related stuff. Our air conditioner went, well, 2 air conditioners went out at work. Air conditioner went out in my husband's man cave, so we've had to get all that kind of stuff done, and I've been doing so much work that I haven't had time to enjoy as much painting with y'all. And I am in the middle of recording the May $10 class, which is going to be that green buffet, and I'm very excited about it. It's not going to be, crazy talk like that one I did for April was. It's going to be something a little more traditional, because I believe that peace calls for that. This is so dry. I feel better already. I feel like my blood pressure's lowered already. I feel like my heart is happier already. And that's what I hope that painting does for you too. It's always a worthy goal. See if I can hold it. And I'm just sort of sketching in these areas so that maybe I can, as I move forward, move faster and easier and fill in all the other places with whatever amount of details that want to come forth. But again, that's, I felt like a kind of a dose of my own medicine, because I'm always saying, you can do it, you can do anything, just pick out a, just start on it and just do what's in your heart. And here I was, forgetting every bit of that and allowing myself to not feel good enough. Okay, this area, obviously this will be back sort of behind me. That'll be really dark. This is going to be so dark that I might paint lanterns in here. In some of my dreams about this location, there have been lanterns, so I may put some in here later on, I may not. It just depends on how it goes at that point. Okay, now this will be, even though this is going to be black later, it's going to be a little more gray right now, because some of the light from up here is going to be hitting it. There's actually, I think I told you that it, I had visualized it as being sort of a lava formation. Maybe this is in Hawaii somewhere. I was made in Hawaii. My parents lived in Hawaii when my mom got pregnant with me. My father was in the Marines there, but she came home here to Louisiana so she could be with family when I was born. And she never went back. I mean, he was then restationed into California, so whenever she moved back with him, we moved to California. But, looks very crooked. Kind of rounded out. I like things rounded a little bit. But anyway, so maybe this is someplace over there. I would love to go one day. See what my parents saw. See their stomping grounds a little bit. I'm going to pull out some of my white. Thank you, Mary Catherine. Gosh, I appreciate that so much. Yeah, Shannon, when I get the May class up, I will post, what do you call it? I'll post like a picture of the finished buffet and, comments about the class. And it will be in I'm grabbing a big old hunk of this. It'll be in a private Facebook group at first. And I will say, hey, if you want to be a part of this class, use my PayPal me link and send $10, and then that's how you get in the class. And this whole year I'm doing huge, like the last one was 25 videos. I mean, there is a tremendous amount of furniture painting technique in that video for $10, but I wanted to all this year be able to, for one, prove to myself that what I'm doing is worthy of selling to somebody. But for two, I wanted to do it in such a way that people, I have friends who charge, $150 for their classes. I have friends who charge $47 for their classes. And I'm like, we do okay, and I don't feel like I can justify that. Man, I feel like I see orbs up there now. Whoever told me they saw angels, you got me seeing it too. But anyways, I thought I'm going to spend this entire year doing classes that are affordable for everybody. That way, anybody who wants to see that furniture technique can not feel guilty for spending the money and get the technique. So it'll be $10, and I've got a couple of the videos filmed already, and we'll do more. It'll probably be a little farther into May before it's done, because I have to take off a lot this coming week to be home for air conditioner repairs and be at work for air conditioner repairs. And my granddaughter Jessalyn has a field trip to the Alexandria, Louisiana Zoo, so I'm going to go with her in her preschool class. Right now I'm just squirting all of these paints that I showed y'all. You do see the angel too, Shanna? I'm going to be excited to watch this back afterwards. I don't know what that and that is. I can see it in this camera, but if I turn around, there's nothing over there. But how cool is that? Whatever it is. And I'm squirting these paints that I told y'all I had out all onto my palette, so I'll have some on here because I'm going to sort of just mix it on the palette as I go. And I'm going to do this next part with my favorite big old El Cheapo palette knife. I don't know why I love this one so much, but I do. There's still glitter on here from when Jessalyn was here, but see all the blobs of paint on there? Those, okay, so what I'm going to think about here is what would happen? How would it look? The water that's farther away would be darkest, so I'm going to grab some of my darkest blue here and go kind of vertical. I mean horizontal. Goodness gracious. This thing is so wobbly. Gosh, I'm feeling so much better. I should have done this video this morning. Start me off. Okay, I'm thinking my waterfall is probably about that wide. So we're gonna remember to be easy, easy, easy. You know, that's not my good trait. Okay, then it would have, probably I'm gonna put a little bit of the teal in there because I'm wanting to use that. And we're not trying to do anything fabulous here. This can be our background. This can be abstract at the end. Right now I'm just wanting an idea of water to be in there. And I'm going to come out with this cerulean blue. Come on down with it. I'm going to grab just a little bit of white, blend right on the canvas. We'll fix this later whenever we're coming down. Right now I'm not wanting to try to make it perfect. I'm trying to remember that perfection is not something you have to strive for in your art. Enjoyment is something you can strive for in your art. Grab some more of this cerulean blue. More of the white. you do, and this is not straight across, I can tell, but that sort of is important that your horizon line be straight. So I am gonna be thinking about that a little bit, but we know I can come back and straighten that later whenever I want to. I'm gonna grab a little bit more of that teal. There's still a little bit on my palette. Blend it in just a little bit. And this is my sky on each side there, so I'm gonna go with the what's left here. I've got oh, awesome. I see what you're saying about I can see the angels now. That's awesome. That's just awesome, y'all. I'm gonna mix some of this cerulean blue with some of this white over here on my palette to get myself a sort of a lighter blue to start with. I'm gonna need more than that. Let's get quite a good bit. I'm still leaving it a little bit swirled, not making it a complete light blue anything. But this will be just coming down this direction, or up this direction. I think there's a little bit of Jesslyn's glitter now going on my canvas. A little glitter never hurt anybody, right? Jesslyn's 4 and she is a budding artist. As soon as she gets here, she's ready to paint. I'm going to go with a little bit of just white over that to smear in a little to resemble a little bit more light and clouds and things coming in. Okay, let's try that on this side. If any of you who are watching are local, Shanna is actually from Manny, Louisiana, and she teaches painting classes there, and she is coming to DeRidder, where my artisan market is at, and going to teach us a really, really cute, it's a cake with like roses on top, a chocolate cake. Really, really cute. People are really excited about that, but we have limited spots. I only have enough room in my, we have to mix a little bit more. I didn't quite have enough. I only have enough room for 12 people in my painting room, so it definitely has to be limited to 12. And it's going to be I think it's the Tuesday after Mother's Day. It's right along in there. I think it's the 12th. Right along in the Mother's Day time. So the gift cards from Get Healthy are good, you know, not only at the spa and at the store, but they can be used in the artisan market, so they can be used for Shanna's class. And it's, I I'm excited to do it. You know, it's always exciting to paint with somebody else, and like especially in-person painting. I'm excited. But it's $25, and that includes a latte or smoothie of your choice from the store. And we'll be there a couple of hours, and she brings everything, and all you'll have to do is show up, have a good time, and bring home a painting that you made for yourself. I mean, I think it's really cute painting that would make a really cute, like, other than Mother's Day gift for to come to the class, it would make a cute wedding gift for somebody, a cute decoration for a wedding or a bridal shower. It's just too dang cute. So I'm looking forward to that, so I get to do something fun next month that's not work related and that I'm not worried about at all. So I'm very excited about that. I'm out of white paint. I'm going to grab some more. This is why you get your white in the jug instead of the tube. Oh, Shanna, I'm looking so forward to it, and I shared about it on a couple of our pages at work, and several people are already commenting on it and just love the painting. They are excited about doing it, so I'm hoping that we have a turnout of a bunch of fun ladies. That's what I'm hoping, is it's a good time to be had by all. And it doesn't matter that this side's not just like that side. This is where you just go with the flow, and you remember that you're just supposed to be letting your mind relax and let your hands take over. Got a lot more white on there, but I'm not going to worry about that. Let me see if I can just smear this a little bit more. Okay, here's the part that I've been worried about the whole time. So thank you, Mary Catherine. I'm saving this till last because this is my waterfall and I have no idea what it's supposed to look like. So what I'm going to do first is... well, you know what? I'm thinking about my sun coming from right here. So while I've got this little bit of yellow on there, let's try to put a little right here. Would probably go in our water a little bit, wouldn't it? Okay. And I was thinking there would be a little bit of green somewhere right along in here. That might be where the ground is at, or where a bit of a palm tree is at or something. We would probably have that part on the other side as well. That'll be some of the little bit of color that we're going to have in. And now the waterfall, and I just have no idea. No idea. So I'm going to go with my white paint and lay it down first. Would probably be... Ooh, this is already dried. My blues have already dried. I'm going to grab a little bit of that blue and a little bit of what white is left there to put up here at the very top for where we're going to be starting to come down at. And I'm out of white again. And I don't feel like I'm being stingy at all whenever I'm putting it out. I feel like I'm putting out huge blobs every time. So it's starting above where we're at and it's going below where we're at. I don't know if any of y'all watch American Idol. And I have that on my mind too, or I would probably paint all night. I need to give the dogs a bath before American Idol because I'm going to watch American Idol. I don't watch TV very often. I actually forget to turn it on most days. I watch a show called Big Brother, and I've watched it. This will be the 21st season, and I've never missed an episode. So I watch that every summer. And when I remember, or like when somebody from Louisiana's on there, I watch American Idol. And I've probably seen 2 or 3 episodes of The Voice. And there is somebody from DeRidder, our sort of hometown there, that is on there this year. But I've only remembered to watch a part of 1 episode. But I have watched American Idol, and I do enjoy that. So... okay, so now there's the gist of it, but we're going to have to get some blue in there. And I'll tell you what else I have here. I have this purple, and I don't know what exactly to do with it. I'm going to get out this flat. This is one of the new turquoise iris. I did it again. I can't say turquoise iris. And I don't even have my retainer in. I'm going to, remember how I talked about your... horizon line needs to be the darkest. I'm going to go in with just a little bit of this purple. Not to where the purple really shows too awful much, but to where it gives a little bit of darkness to the blue there. And if we come straight across, this one was a little higher. I'm not very good at straight. And it's getting lighter instead of darker. I'm going to come back here and make this one a little bit higher to match that one. Then I'm going to grab my blue and go back over that. I'm going to get a little bit more blue. And this is ultramarine blue. And see how that deepened it just a little bit there? Now it almost looks like a cruise ship window. I'm going to try to pick up a little bit of the purple and the blue because over here at this edge, because this is so thick and wet, I'm picking up a little bit of that green And I must be supposed to, because there it goes again, so I'm going to leave it. I'm going to trust the brush. Forget about what I'm thinking and trust the brush. Think long, think wrong, and all that business. Okay, now we have to have this water not be straight down, and this is the part where now I'm going to start all feeling pressured again. Get rid of that brush. I don't want to do anything too thin. I really don't. This is a really silly thought right here. I'm going to take this fan brush, I'm going to dampen it. I'm going to get what's left of the white on it, and then I'm just going to sort of glaze it through this blue and purple here, and just glaze it through here, just sort of up and down. It ain't doing nothing. Dampen it a little bit more, thin that paint out. You know, I love using these heavy body paints. These are the Blick paints, but you know, another thing that happens is, other than they're drying out fast in here, is you know, you can water them down and get a million other types of uses out of them. How would it be? I think it would be, you think it would be darker through the middle right here? Then lighter and farther up. This is paint, and this is the part where I need to remember that this is acrylic paint, and anything I don't like in a minute, I can go back over and paint over like it never happened. Get some more water. Free myself up a little bit. Quit being so dang tight with my brush. I'm going through this purple and blue and everything, coming out with another shade of blue is kind of what I got going on here. Would probably be a little darker and thicker through. This would be the thickest part of the water right here, through the waterfall. So I'm going to thicken it up a little there. And obviously it's not going to come straight down. So that'll be part of what we fix in a minute, because it's going to be some thinner areas over there on each edge. Not worried about it coming over my gray area here, because remember, we still have to paint that. And I'm going to allow myself to dream on that and do that another day. Well, okay, let's get some more white. I'm going to go straight on to, yes, the sun would shine a little bit over the top part of the water, and I've got it coming through there a little bit, and I'll probably come through with some white there, you know, in one of the next phases or so too. But thinking about this waterfall, how do they do? They're wider at the top. And the water on these outer edges will come out a little bit this way. But it wouldn't be solid there like that. It will splash out thinner around those edges. Come down a little bit over our view of the water there, and there's where our sun was coming down into the water a little bit. then the water won't be as thick down here at the bottom. We actually should be able to see some of that water through there, and that's a little bit of a problem. Let's see what happens if we do this. Get some off. Put it back on the palette. Grab some of that blue. Got a little yellow, didn't mean that, but I ain't gonna let it freak me out. Okay, so now we have the water that you can see through there. I'm gonna rinse the, well, I'm just gonna grab a different palette knife, and then, thank you, Mary Catherine. Then I'm gonna come back down with, get off those horizontal lines. Still too thick. Just grabbing whatever this little palette knife will grab out of those blues and purples on my palette. And then grab what's left of this white and mix it in to get myself another bluish purple color. Got a little green, but we're gonna let that go. Gonna have to put some more blue. I'm gonna go with a little bit of the cerulean blue first, and a little bit of the ultramarine blue, a little bit more white. And I'm gonna go with the side of my palette knife. Maybe see a little bit of that horizon line through there, here and there. Then grab some of the cerulean blue and do the same thing. Start it about right here where it started at here. And I think we're going to have to come back with some of the, let me get a little bit more of the ultramarine blue up here. come back with a little bit more of the cobalt teal. Just in the area that we would see it. Okay, and now what did we mix up here? We mixed cerulean blue and white to have a little bit. This little portion of waterfall is going to be so thick with water that we won't see much through it at all. But some of the areas need a little, so see if I can grab this. Mix this up, something to put in. I think we're fixing, I'm at low battery. I have 20% battery left. So I think this is where we're going to stop for today. Let this dry and think about it, and then think about how we're going to fill in this with the black paint and the gray. The same thing with the shades of the white and black around the edges to fill in what'll be the atmosphere of where I'm standing, which is about right here, or whoever's looking at it is standing. Make this look a little more ragged, not straight lines, because, you know, a regular cave would not, behind a waterfall, would not be that perfect, even though the water running off of it, if it had been there, might have made it a little more perfect. But we'll work on some black and white and gray shading and see how covering this up, if that brings a little more life to the you're welcome, Mary Catherine. I really enjoyed it, and I appreciate y'all being here with me and understanding my therapeutic mess here and being here for me. And I'm anxious to see what y'all are working on. I hope that this motivates you to grab a canvas tonight, or grab a canvas or your art journal or something like that, and draw something tonight. Write down an idea tonight. Put a little paint to some paper or a canvas tonight, and share with us what you do. I appreciate you. Bye. And thanks for the comments and the shares and the likes and all that. You know, that helps the business grow. I appreciate it. Thank you, Elena. I appreciate that. Bye.